Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This is the preseason press conference for the 250 East Supercross Championship kicking off this weekend in Minneapolis. It is an early race. It's going to be 5 p.m. Eastern on CNBC and Peacock. That's 4 o'clock local time in Minnesota. Practice starts at 8:30. So an early one for you guys to kick things off. I'm super excited to get this underway and start a brand new championship and get a chance to talk to some of the stars of that 250 East Championship right here and right now. So thanks for tuning in. Can't wait to get started this Saturday. I'd like to start with Jeremy Martin. Jeremy, good to see you back with Star Yamaha. Good to see you back racing this year. The word is you're riding well. Had a chance to talk to Ricky Carmichael at length last week. He says you look great. You're ready to go. From your perspective, how are you feeling? How do you compare to last year, years past? How's the program been in Florida and wherever else you've been? Just kind of take us through your thoughts as we head into round one and kick off another championship.
Yeah, man. It's nice to be back with Star. Obviously, I started out, I got hurt at the end outdoors, and then I had to get my wrist fixed and all that taken care of. And that was a bit gnarlier than I thought it was going to be. And I got going on Supercross, and I'm not going to lie, I cased a few jumps, and I was pretty rough in the beginning. And then I started getting more and more comfortable, and I've honestly really enjoyed the East Coast program. In years past, I've been on the West, out there in the California traffic and just doing that thing. And then I've been here at the Star facility, which was obviously Carmichael's old facility. And I've just been plugging away, riding with my teammates. And it's been fun. I mean, I feel like I'm to a point now to where it's time to go racing and just see where we stand. A big goal for me, I'd say, coming into this Saturday is just to make it past the first turn this time. So yeah, we're just excited to finally go racing and see what we can do.
Follow-up question coming. The 250 East looks pretty stacked on paper. We'll get a chance to talk to Austin Forkner, Jett Lawrence, Cameron McAdoo, Jett Reynolds, Max Vohland, RJ Hampshire, Pierce Brown, Derek Drake, Kyle Peters, Mitchell Oldenburg, and Phil Nicoletti just on this call, plus more. What's your thoughts on the competition? Just seeing this list of a lot of talented riders. You got vets, you got riders in their prime, you got some young kids, some rookies, your teammate, Levi Kitchen. Dude, from the outside looking in, it looks really fun, but what's it look like for you?
Yeah, I think just for me, it's exciting. Obviously, there's a lot of good guys. We've already done the West Coast races. My teammate Christian has been doing obviously on fire. And now I think it's kind of exciting, I think, for the fans and just for all of us. We've been training and working our butts off, and now it's time to go racing. We got a good mix, like you said, of rookies, veterans. I've been in the class a long time. So I think it's going to be exciting, and we'll see who's done their homework and see what we can do.
Awesome. Look forward to seeing you on Friday. Let's kick things off with Jason Wygant, Racer X.
Thanks, Daniel. I'll go to Austin Forkner. I know the last year or so you've been really trying to find a balance between your old level of speed, but also not getting hurt and not crashing. We've seen you run that balance here and there to successful and non-successful degrees. So what are you doing this year to try to get that right for 22?
Well, I mean, obviously whatever I did in outdoors didn't work at all. So I feel like I came into Supercross feeling really good last year. And I was riding really good. I only made it 2 races or whatever before I got hurt, but I felt like I was doing good last year. And then I just kind of had the little freak thing that happened. And I've said that I don't think that was really like a huge mistake. I mean, obviously it was just a slight mistake, but I landed just right and just a collarbone. So it wasn't anything crazy, but enough to, ruin the Supercross season for me. So I don't know, this year I haven't really changed a lot coming into Supercross. Like I've felt like I've gotten back on track from where I was off or what the problem of outdoors was. And I feel comfortable, and we've made some changes to the bike this year that I felt like we really needed to make last year. But obviously it was a new bike last year, so we kind of ran out of some time at the beginning. So I don't really want to say it's one specific thing, and I don't really want to say I'm coming into this year feeling, so I did, I feel completely better than any other year I've came in. It's just I feel solid this year, and I think that I've fix the things that I was definitely struggling with outdoors. And yeah, I think I'm ready to go racing.
Thanks.
Michael Antonovich, Swap Moto Live.
Cool. Thanks, Daniel. This one is for Kyle Peters. Kyle, you're coming off an Arena Cross Championship right now. Really have found your flow in that series and then now carrying that into Supercross. How does it feel for you to come in with a few races under your belt, seeing how the other competition has just kind of been watching these last few weeks?
Yeah, for sure. Coming off 6 weekends of Arena Cross, we have 20 main events, not including heat races. So a lot of gate drops. And just having that race intensity is nice coming into the season, along with getting bikes set up a little bit. It's a little bit different for Arena Cross and Supercross, but obviously we're still racing, and that helps out a lot. I'm feeling great coming into the season. I feel like I'm just getting better with age and more maturity and wisdom. So really looking forward to a great season.
It's very cool to see how you've just found your own program there. You spend enough of the year racing to be considered a full-time racer. You stay sharp the whole time. How is it for you? Did you expect your career to take this turn?
No, definitely. This was definitely never really part of the plan. But it's been working out really well. A full Arena Cross season and then a full East Coast season this year. So I'm excited for that. Won't have to miss any races this year, unlike the past couple of years. So exciting to see what I can do as far as points wise and battle with these boys.
Well, thanks, bud.
Thank you.
Go to David Iser.
Thank you, Daniel. This one's for Maximus Vohland. Maximus, I think you haven't had much time on the new bike, and I heard you've been flying at the test track, as everybody always says preseason. Maybe even the 450 guys couldn't catch you. But I heard you dabbed your foot, maybe got a toe injury or foot injury. How is that going?
Yeah, no, off season's been going great, but yeah, I had a little hiccup a few weeks ago, and I'm 100% now and right back to where I was, and it really wasn't much. I was only off the bike for a few days, so yeah, I'm right back to 100%, feeling great, and it's going good. So yeah.
Last year, you didn't test a lot because you were a rookie. They didn't want to put a lot on you. This year, you didn't test a lot early because the bike was so new, getting put together. What is that like this year, having limited testing on a brand new bike?
Yeah, I mean, all I can say is it's been really good. Testing wise, I've done maybe a little more than I did last year, but I think we found a really good setup pretty early, and I've been on it for a month now, I would say, and it's really solid. I know it works good. We had our test rider Ryan Rice. He rode my race bike, and he really thought it was good, and he does a lot of testing. So I know the bike's in a good spot. I know I'm in a good spot, so I'm just looking forward to it.
Thank you.
I'll go with Ryan with Cycle News.
Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, this one's for RJ Hampshire. RJ, we spent some time with you guys at the Baker's Factory preseason when they did the new model launch. What's it like riding the new bike? You're riding with Malcolm Stewart, Aaron Plessinger. What is that like bringing into the new season?
Yeah, it's been awesome. To be honest, since we got the bike, it was about mid-December. I think it was my first time even riding it. So, I mean, I struggled at first. I was not comfortable at all. We could not figure it out. It wasn't honestly till I went to California a couple of weeks ago and felt like we got something pretty solid now. And it's a new bike and kind of opposite of Max. I mean, I've been testing so much that, we're trying everything that we can do. And I was ready to go racing West Coast, but it wasn't a good call. And clearly, like, we're still trying things and trying to figure it out. But, I think we're in a pretty solid spot right now. Did some more testing this week, just a couple small things, and I feel like the new bikes came around pretty good for me.
Awesome. Love the honesty. Thanks.
Yeah.
Jamie, Moto X Pod.
Yeah, Jamie, Moto X Pod show. This is for the rookie Jett Reynolds. Coming off a few injuries over the last couple of years, what are your goals? What are your expectations? What is the team looking for out of you in this rookie season?
Yeah, I had a few injuries. One pretty recently. And I just hopped back on the bike. And, I've had a few weeks to prep. Wish I could have had more, but, coming into the first race, I just want to do the best I can do and really not try and put like a whole lot of pressure on myself. Let's just get to each race and, build as we go. So as of right now, yeah, the goals, my expectations, I don't really have any right now. So.
Okay. Hey, appreciate it, man.
Alex Gobert.
Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, Alex Gobert, motoronline.com. This one's for Jett Lawrence. For you traditionally, I guess, start in the initial coast of 250 SX. This time around, we know that you've been delayed in terms of the injury. So where's your fitness at? How's the new bike? And you must be excited now to mid-Feb to get going and, for those gates to drop.
Yeah, no, I think the biggest thing was to my mistake is I just peaked way too early before even West Coast started. I was getting really excited. So I think my little hiccup there was really good because it kind of like set me back and kind of whipped me back into line a little bit because I was feeling like almost like Superman for a little bit. But so I'm kind of glad I had that crash to really just kind of give me a good whip to get me back in the line and say, hey, calm down. Like, just make sure you just log your laps and do nothing crazy. And no, watching the racing, I'm literally itching to get out there because I just want to race so bad. It feels like it's been forever since the last round of outdoors. So I'm just really, really excited to get into the season and race some fast boys.
You've been under the radar to an extent, not many social media updates, that sort of thing, since that it was announced you were going to race East. So has that been on purpose or?
Well, I mean, there's been nothing really to post anyways. I'm just logging laps, really training, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. So we've been kind of, you can say laying low because once the season starts, you got the race result posts and all that stuff. So then people are going to be sick of me soon with all the race result posts.
No worries. Thanks.
No problem. Thank you.
Brad Gephardt.
Thanks, Daniel. Brad Gephardt, Big MX Radio. Let's go to Cameron McAdoo. Cameron, coming off of a season where you had a lot of podiums and were a championship contender, how do you take that experience, add it to what you've done in the off season, and then also temper those expectations to make it drive toward the championship this year?
Yeah, obviously last year was really my first time being in that position and, being a race winner for the first time last year. And like you said, being a championship contender was a different pressure that I've never experienced. And clearly it got to me a little bit towards the end. But yeah, honestly, just this year, I'm doing my best to eliminate the bad nights and to be able to go racing and race hard every weekend with the guys and not to kind of let that happen, what started happening towards the end. So it's definitely nice to know what it feels like, to know, how it is to be up in that position. And I think that with last year's experience that I'll be, a lot more composed with it and, just take the positives from last year and build on them and learn from what I did not so well.
Is there anything specific that you and Nick Way have worked on in the off season to smooth you out a little bit and get rid of some of those mistakes that hampered you last year?
Yeah, totally. I mean, there's always something to work on to smooth me out for sure. We all know that. So we've worked on, honestly, just being a little bit more sure of myself. I think that's been one of the biggest focuses, just to know that I belong there and not to, rush things too much and get too eager because obviously I'll do whatever it takes and sometimes that holds me back. So yeah, just a little bit more sure of myself and a little bit more experience, using the experience from running up front last year and, fighting for wins and podiums and look forward to doing it again this year. There's a lot of fast guys and I'm excited to get racing with them.
Perfect. Thank you, Daniel.
Thanks.
Dan Beaver.
For Jett Lawrence, can you describe the emotion that went along with watching Hunter win his first race? And even though I know you have wins already, does it increase the intensity of wanting to get that first win?
Yeah, no, whenever Hunter wins, always makes me more pumped and make makes me want to kind of go and back it up with him. So no, we're seeing his first win it was awesome. I mean, this year and if you mean the year last year, seeing his win, yeah, I was super pumped for how much stuff he's gone through and low points that not many people know. It's definitely really, really awesome to see what he's achieved since then. And yeah, I mean, that's always the goal, is to see how many wins you can get, see how many wins I can get this year. So, but it's definitely not going to be easy for how many fast guys there is in this coast. So it's going to be some fun racing, but no.
Mitch Kendra.
Hey, Mitch Kendra from Racer X. My question is for Derek Drake. So we know you kind of had that heart issue last summer, then you came back to race the last couple of pro motocross races. So you're back on the second year with the team. What are you going through? Like, what's going through your mind? Where are you at mentally and physically as you head into this season?
Yeah, I mean, I had my first heart procedure back in July, and I decided to race the last couple outdoors, and unfortunately, it didn't work. So I went and got another heart procedure in October, and that one's been rock solid ever since. I've had no issues, and I mean, I've never been in this good of shape before, so it's kind of all new to me, and it's fun now. Like, I enjoy training, and I enjoy the mountain bike rides, and I enjoy my days at the track. So everything's clicking along great, and I'm just looking forward to getting some good starts and running up front and battling with these guys.
And I was going to say, I think I saw were you at a couple of the races so far this year, just being with the team and, you know, just kind of being there, I guess, to get your feet, I don't know, I guess, to get you familiar with it. I guess, what was that like to be at the races with those guys, even though you weren't on the line just yet?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I love racing in general. I'm a fan, and especially when it's in your backyard pretty much. So you got to go and do track walk and just be in it with the team and watch the practices, watch the film. So I've been there pretty much every weekend, just enjoying it and learning as much as I can for East Coast.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
Nick, Moto Limited.
Thanks, Daniel Blair. Let's go Austin Forkner. Austin, I believe you mentioned that this will be your last season in the 250 class. How does that reflect, you know, having a good season this year? Does that mean so much more to you, to prove to these 450 teams, whereas Kawasaki got a contract there for next year? How does that make you feel being the last year in the 250s?
Yeah, I mean, I believe I was even supposed to move up sooner, but just because of injuries and stuff, just how it's happened, I'm still, you know, in the 250 class, and that's fine. I mean, obviously if I still need to mature a little bit, I still need to work on some things. Obviously I would rather do that in the 250 class and be better once I get to the 450 class. So, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where, you know, I feel like it's probably the best thing to do. I mean, if I'm still, you know, not quite have everything figured out and have, you know, doing everything right on a 250, then it's going to be even harder on a 450. So that's just kind of is the way that I look at it, is just that, I mean, I'll move up whenever I am ready. And I think that maturity level now, like coming into this year, just how certain things have happened and how I've handled certain things. And even going through last year, like having just that terrible outdoor season, I feel like has definitely helped with some things. So I feel like staying down this year is going to do nothing but hopefully help that also. So, I mean, I feel like I'll be ready next year if everything lines up. And if that's what ends up happening is going to 450 next year. But as of right now, that is the plan. And yeah, I mean, I think it'll work out.
Awesome. Thanks, Austin. Cheers.
I'm going to jump in and get one over to Pierce Brown. Pierce, we've had a chance to watch your teammates, Justin Barsha and Michael Mosman, both have success in the West, and they talk about the environment, working together. They always bring you up as part of this group. What's it been like for you to prepare for this season and then be able to see them find that success, knowing that the program is working for them? And does that help give you confidence that it should work for you?
Yeah, it's been really cool. Last year, towards the end of outdoors, I switched my program up to start working with Vohland, and I had a couple good races, ended up getting hurt, and then just started my prep for Supercross early. And I've been riding with the guys, Justin and Michael, for months now. I think it's been 4 months of just grinding. And it's been cool to see the success they've had, because there's obviously been doubts with switching programs. Like, is this was what I'm doing working. But obviously Justin's killing it, Michael's killing it, and everything's on track for me to be up there with the guys this year. Obviously it's going to be a tough season. There's going to be tons of fast guys, but no, I feel more ready than I ever have been. So I'm really, really excited.
Awesome. Justin Schuler.
Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, Justin Schuler with Kicking the Tires. Pierce, we'll stay with you because I want to follow up. We've been seeing the whoops this year taking out a lot of guys. What's been your approach? How have you been looking at those? And yeah, what's your approach to going into that this season?
I don't know. I feel like I'm consistently one of the better guys in the whoops on practice days. So I think just nailing those every single day to just build my confidence more and more, and be ready for when they get chewed off on race days, because obviously they've been taking out a bunch of guys. But no, I feel like everything that I've been working on all off season should benefit me for race days when the whoops get chewed up. I think that should suit me more than it doesn't. So I'm excited.
Has Michael given you any kind of insight on how the whoops have been throughout race day and all that stuff, or?
Not really. I don't really talk to Michael about that kind of stuff too much. I haven't really seen him in the week that much because we've been on different schedules. He's run on days I'm off and that kind of stuff. But no, I mean, I have been there on race days and I've been able to watch film in between practices, see what they talk about, see what they change, and it's been cool just to be around that and be mentally prepared for when I get to go race.
Cool, man. Good luck this year.
Thank you.
LeBig.
Yeah, this is Stefan with LeBigUSA.com. That's a question for Mitchell. Mitchell, you've been riding the 450 so far. Do you think it's going to be an advantage for you for the start of the 250 series?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, just from hearing everyone talk, it's been a long time since everyone's raced, and even longer for me not being or not doing the outdoor series. So just getting those races in on Saturday and the 450 class has been huge. I feel like this year Dirtworks has gone a little crazy with the tracks, and it's been the whoops and just the whole track seems to be just beefier this year. So to go through the race day program the last I don't know, 5 out of 6 weeks. Obviously I missed round 2 with some family stuff, but yeah, it's been great. I feel like the 450 has been making me stronger on the 250, and I realize how fast I can go on a 250 after riding the 450. So excited to get it going this weekend, and I feel like I'm starting over with a new series, obviously, and yeah, just ready to have some fun.
Thank you, Mitchell. Daniel, I have another question for Austin, if you don't mind. Austin Forkner, you said that you've been struggling, in outdoor last season. Did you find out what happened, and how do you think it's going to improve this year in Supercross?
I don't really know exactly what happened. I just know that I think it wasn't really one thing. I think it was kind of a number of things. But yeah, to be honest, the first day I came back to riding, I took like 3 weeks off, went on a little vacation, if you will, whatever. Just didn't talk about dirt bikes, didn't touch dirt bikes, did nothing for like three, maybe a month, but around like 3 weeks. And the first day back, we were just riding a corner track with the guys, and Robbie was like, dude, you look like good. He was like, you look like you have like intensity. You look like you have like just the drive, like just you look back to your normal self, basically. And that's I feel like and even like the first day back, I was like, yeah, like I'm amped to ride again. I'm like excited to ride again. I feel like it can really push, and just those things that you feel on the bike whenever you feel good were lacking kind of all season. And that's what I felt that the first day back. I was like, yeah, I feel good again. And so to be honest, I don't know. I was saying that I thought that one thing that I mainly needed was just good, a good off season. And then, regroup, get remotivated, just that adjustment that you make mentally and even physically whenever you take a couple weeks off. And I feel like whatever happened in that period of time, it worked because I feel good. I feel, like everything is pretty much back to normal now.
Thank you. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Daniel.
I got one for Phil Nicoletti. Phil, you've done a lot in your career. You've raced internationally, 250, 450. You've kind of done a little bit of everything. But at this stage in your career, how's this prep been to go back to a 250 machine, riding with all the guys all the time? Like just the last few months, what's it been like for you compared to years past and some expectations coming in?
It sounds kind of cliche to say, but I actually enjoyed it. So after last year, my summer, the way it went, coming back to the States, everything kind of spiraled out of control and I couldn't get it under control. And then resulted blowing out my knee, and I had to do a lot of soul searching because after last year, I was just like, man, is this it? Do I have any more in the tank? Is it the time to hang up the boots? But at the same time, if I went out like that, I didn't feel like I was going to be okay with that for the rest of my life. So I thought, I talked to Brandon, the Club MX guys, and obviously I've been there for years and kind of revamped my career. And I still had the itch to grind and find joy in it. So I went on the 250 route, and the last time I did it was in 17 and 18 with the JGR boys. And it was hard for me because the bike, Suzuki hadn't had a development on it for a long time. So I was behind the 8 ball. And now this year with Club and Twisted Developments doing the bike, and I'm way ahead of where I thought I would have been. So, and I'm enjoying being back at the track, grinding with the boys, and I still feel young. Body doesn't feel young, but mentally I still do, and I still have some fight. So I wish some of these kids would have pissed off and done West Coast to give me a little bit more of a chance. But yeah, it's been enjoyable.
It's good to hear. David Iser.
Thanks. Back to you, Phil. How are those positive affirmation classes going?
I'll let you know after Saturday.
And are you glad that Vince Freezy's on the other coast?
Yeah, I've never had any run-ins with Vince, so I'm fortunate enough. But Vince got me to race a couple rounds a few years ago for Weston, so feels like ages ago compared to today. But like I said, I'm just here to stay out of trouble, stay in my lane, have a good time with the boys, and have some fun. I just want to be in the mix. I want to ride like myself. I want to enjoy it. So I don't know how many more years I have left in this game, but if I ride like I can and feel comfortable, I think I'll be okay.
All right, we're glad that you're back, brother. Jeremy Martin, a quick one for you. The wrist. What's it feel like to finally have it back to normal after the surgery, for dealing with that nagging injury for so long?
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't taking a leave all last year when I was riding. So I was in a lot of pain. My hand would just randomly kind of, as the day went on, it would fatigue, and then my hand would sometimes just blow off the bars. I had it happen to me during the outdoor season a couple times, but I just made the best of it. And I tell you what, the surgery was tough, man, because they had to go in and fix the scaphoid, and then I also broke my radius. So they kind of had to do that. So they did 3 surgeries actually in one. So I was in quite a bit of pain, and getting back on the bike was nice. Obviously I was a bit gun shy, just trying to ride and get my feet wet again. And then it's been fun. Like I've really enjoyed riding again. I was pretty miserable last year, just because it was constantly nagging, and this year it's just been fun. Not as much, no pain, obviously, in the wrist. It gets better and better every day. And it's been kind of cool. Like I've been practicing with Levi Kitchen. He's a rookie just coming out this year. And I'm obviously a veteran. So it's kind of neat to see someone that wants to do the laps, and he'll send it and just do all these things. So it's made me going to the track every day quite a bit more enjoyable.
All right, we're glad you're healthy. Thank you.
Quick follow-up to Jeremy Martin. Are you excited to race with Phil?
Yeah, I'm excited to race with Phil. Him and I talk some shit to each other, and I've been getting the inside line from Big Al on how he's looking, and if he's looking racy, if he's going to be a whole shot guy. So Phil can get in there and bang some bars. I know it's going to be fun. I'm excited to race him.
Same sentiment, Phil?
Yeah, Derma, you know the deal. Stay out of the way on your bike. Your number 6 will be looking like a G out there. So watch yourself.
Alex Gilbert.
Yeah, for McAdoo, you put together a solid season last year, a lot of podiums, you got that win. Is the expectation and the pressure different this time around, you know, knowing that you're one of the guys in the battle for this championship from the outset?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it expectation or pressure. I feel like for me, anytime I put an expectation on myself, I feel like it doesn't always go right. So, and I feel like that's maybe where I went wrong a little bit last year. But, and like I said, like we all work so hard, like the goal and the plan is to fight for wins, fight for podiums and be in it at the end. So yeah, I mean, obviously now I know I can do it and I was in it last year pretty well. So, I mean, that's definitely the goal. That's definitely what we'd work for. And that's, you know, but there's a big process before doing that end goal. And so I just want to stay, you know, grounded and kind of stay in the moment through each round each year. There's 3 practices, heat race, and a main event 9 times. So got to put it all together to kind of make it happen. So yeah, the goal is just to stay present and bring my best version of me each time I'm on the track this year.
Right on. Look forward to it.
Thank you.
Michael Antonovich.
Thanks, Daniel. This is for RJ Hampshire. Like we've alluded to, you know, through the night, this is the best position that you've been in for years. The program that you have with Rockstar Energy, Husqvarna, the Baker's Factory, all these things. But you're another year older, another year wiser into this. Now that you're at this stage in your career, what have you learned? How do you go into the season without getting too caught up into things?
Yeah, I mean, kind of just what you said. I've been around for so long now, and I'm in a really good spot where I'm training. I have a really good group of guys behind me. The team's putting a lot kind of belief in me on which way to go with this bike. And it's cool to see, like, we have 2 younger kids with us, or not kids, but 2 younger teammates. And same thing, just kind of bounce off them a little bit. And then just spend the whole off season with Malk. And AP was huge. Like every day we were pretty dang close. So having those battles and just getting more kind of familiar with that race feel and being able to push, but still kind of keep it in control and honestly just progress. Try to do the best we can every day. And it's kind of what we've been doing is just look for something positive, try to keep it positive. It's really easy to get down on yourself. And I'm pretty hard on myself. So just kind of keep it more chilled, lay back, and go out there on the races. You know, we've really been trying to focus on the starts with this new bike, and like I said, we've been making a lot of progress with it. I mean, you never know till you go racing, which is kind of a good thing that, you know, we had some rounds before we go racing because they learned a lot about the bike and kind of, you know, gave it to me before I even get started with it. But yeah, all in all, just kind of take my years that I've had and, you know, not try to throw it away here in the beginning, you know, get through the first few rounds and see where we're at. You know, it's always kind of nervous going into round 1. You don't know where everyone is. And it'll be cool to, you know, go racing. Like you said, there's a lot of guys out here that can battle and it should be a lot of fun.
Cool. Thanks, RJ.
Ryan with Cycle News.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. I'm going to go back to Jeremy Martin. Jeremy, you've been pretty open about training with Eli Tomac in the past. And now this is his first year on Star Racing Yamaha. He's the points leader in the 450 class. Does that have an advantage to you now that he's your teammate? Maybe like your teammate on race day, does that have any advantages for you come the season?
I don't know if there's any advantages. Obviously, I guess maybe one thing would be is if Eli was jumping some rhythm or something like that in practice or something, I could go over and look at his footage and see his footage. And I guess that's a benefit. But other than that, man, it's kind of all up to me just to execute on race day. I've been talking with Eli through the whole deal. And, you know, he seems pretty excited. He seems pretty comfortable. So I'm just excited to go racing and then get to go see a familiar face on race day and go hang out and shoot the shit with him.
Cool. Thanks.
Jason Wygant.
Yeah, I'll stay with you, Jeremy. We had so many years of these preseason pressers saying, is this the year you finally win a Supercross title? Do you even think that way anymore and put that pressure on yourself, or you have a different perspective that you've been in the game so long?
I guess my perspective is a little bit different now. I mean, let's be honest. I think my best overall finish in the series is third. I think, man, I got to climb the mountain, right? You got to climb the mountain, and that's 9 rounds. So the biggest thing, I'm not just going to get ahead of myself. There's a lot of fast guys in the class. You guys will hype it up. They're all going to be there on Saturday. So the biggest thing for me is just to not be my own worst enemy and just go out and have fun and do what I love. And so got to climb that mountain, Weege.
All right.
Brad Gephardt.
Thanks, Daniel. Brad Gebhardt, Big MX Radio. Let's go to Jett Lawrence. Jett, the last time we saw you in a professional race, you were wrapping up an outdoor championship. That feels like a lot of months ago now, but what kind of pressure do you feel to back that up with another championship, and how do you use that pressure to turn that into a positive, fire you up for this championship?
It's obviously it's kind of good to have a bit of that pressure there, to be honest, because it kind of makes it just a bit of a dangling of a carrot almost kind of thing. So at least I've been in a champion situation now in Supercross for most of the part before I axed myself again. But and in outdoors I had a great battle with Coop, so I know what it's like now, which hopefully I can use that to my benefits with Supercross and make eliminate those stupid mistakes and try not to axe myself again. So I think it's going to be good. I like to have some pressure because it makes it more exciting, puts you on that edge, see how fast your thinking is, see if you make the right decisions. So it's going to be fun. I know Jeremy's going to be really good this year, so I'm excited to battle with him. So hopefully we can get into a battle like we last left off at Ironman. That was awesome. So I just can't wait to get this season going and see how it goes. Really, you can't really tell how you're going to do before the races, so you can't really put too much pressure on yourself until you get to the first race.
What's your overall feeling, you on the bike right now? You said you've been putting in a lot of laps. I assume that's a lot of sprints as well.
Yeah, no, feeling wise, pretty good. This new bike was definitely really easy on me. I could say testing didn't take so long. Once we found that window, the bike was brilliant. So no, bike's feeling great. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm this like a little kid right now, waiting, just really excited, waiting for the season to get started.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks, Daniel.
Mitch Kendra.
Mitch Kendra from Racer X. I'll throw this one to Phil. So we saw some of the guys like Mitch Oldenburg racing the 450 series on the West Coast. Did you not want to race because you were afraid of Big Al, or what was that? How come you didn't do any 450 races to get some gate drops under your belt?
No, I want nothing to do with that 450 class. So I've been there, done that, and that's a war zone. So, but like I said, I picked 250 East, and it's just going to be just as bad. So I kind of screwed myself. So, but I mean, for the top, like I said, for the top guys, see who's got the bigger checkbook. So I'm for hire. I can help out a little bit if you need me to, but I'm just there to put in my laps. I'd like to try and see if I can be 7 through 10. So I'm not looking to say I'm a podium guy or anything like that. So, but yeah, the 450 class, I'm out on that, man.
And then you did do some arena cross races just to get some gate drops. Is that, I mean, obviously it's a big difference from Supercross, but did that just help a little bit to just be out there and, so you're not just fresh going into Supercross after being sidelined with the knee injury?
Yeah, after last year doing outdoors, it obviously didn't go good. Everybody knows that. I was kind of behind the 8 ball. I didn't get enough racing in. And so this year I put my pride aside and went and did some local barnyard brawls. And I kind of was a little chicken shit. I ran away from Kyle Peters a little bit, so I didn't want to race him. But yeah, it was good. I got the intensity up, kind of, get the little pre-race jitters. But, when the lights, turn off or come on, whatever you want to say it, and the pyro's going off, all that's going to come back anyway. So just got to be able to manage it. And I've been there, done that plenty of times. So I'm just looking forward to it. It'd be good to see everybody again. So most of these guys I've seen turn pro, and it's just weird. I don't know. It's hard to put into perspective on how to do it compared to what I used to when I was a kid, but it should be fun.
I can't wait to see you too, Phil. I'm excited to see you, mate.
Yeah, you can buy my dinner Friday night and a glass of wine. So thanks, Jett.
I will, no problem.
He's not old enough yet.
Yeah, that's very true. I'll order the wine and we can use his credit card.
Sounds like a deal.
Yep, or Wasserman.
Team meeting.
I didn't know they served wine at Chuck E. Cheese, but maybe that's something new. Revista Moto.
Hey, thank you, Dan. Hey, Austin Forkner. Only a few years ago, you were considered a championship contender. Can you talk about your mental state, where you are, and do you still consider yourself a threat?
Yeah, I mean, I was actually just thinking about this the other night. How much, kind of like Phil was just saying, like kind of how when you start to get more, like just how your perspective on things kind of changes a little bit, and just like you start to think about things a little bit different when you start to get a few more years into the class, and you think about what your thought process was when you were coming in and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, I definitely still feel like I'm a threat. I mean, I didn't have a good outdoor series last year, but Supercross, I got second at the first race after kind of having to come through the pack. And the second race, me and RJ got together and went down, but I was running third and was trying to get him for second. So, I mean, I feel like, yeah, I definitely am still a threat, and I definitely still consider myself to be a championship guy, you know, someone trying to get consistent podiums, wins, and stuff like that. Obviously, I mean, we'll see whenever we start racing, but I definitely still consider myself a threat. And actually this year I'm as much, I guess, like it's my last year in the 250 class. So I feel like I should have a lot of pressure on me this year, but honestly, I'm coming into this year kind of like, I don't feel a lot of pressure, which I'm aware of it. Like, I know that this is kind of my last year. I need to like make something happen. But to be honest, I don't feel like I have a lot of pressure. And maybe that's just because I feel like I've gotten hurt really bad, also blown multiple championships. It's kind of like, okay, like I mean, I don't want to say it's not going to get worse than that, but like, you know, it's just like I've kind of had some bad things thrown my way. And then the last outdoor season was just a horrible, 12 rounds or whatever. So I feel like I've gone through some stuff, and I feel like I'm just kind of coming into this year. Like, I don't just feel a lot of pressure. Like I'm excited to go racing, where usually already I'm starting to get, the little nervous, just a little bit nervous coming into the first race, but I feel, I just feel excited to go racing.
Thank you.
Nick with Moto Limited, and then Michael Antonovich, you can close it down for us.
Thanks, DB. Let's go, Phil Nicoletti. Phil, like you just said, you've been in this sport for so long, you've been racing for so long. How has the track changes? You spoke about on Pulp the other night, the whoops are a bit different. Is this like a whole new thing to you learning these tracks? Is it that big of a difference, like the transitions being a lot steeper? Is that something new for you to learn, or is it just old dog, new tricks?
No, I think it's all relative. It's all the same. I mean, there's been times in the past I was on a 450 and I had to hit whoops that were just as big, but it's a lot different hitting whoops on a 250. It's quite a bit easier than a 450. So you don't have to wait the gyro effect of the engine. So I'm okay to have big whoops, but with the track situation, I just don't like seeing fellow guys go down when it's could be easily fixed. So I'm a bit bitter when it comes to that, and I'm pretty vocal when it comes to that as well. So I don't like to see it. I don't think there's a reason for it. I'm all for technical, but like I said on Pulp, we're there to sell tickets, but we're not a circus. You know what I mean? So we enjoy technical tracks. We can all agree with that. We like big loops, but comes to a certain point in time where it's just like, hey, enough's enough. Let's kind of tone it down and make a raceable track to where we're not seeing God by the time we get to the corner. So but yeah, we'll see. But Mitch, to answer your question, there's this little vino for you.
Thanks, mate.
And Anton.
Cool. Thanks, Daniel. This one is for Jett. Jett, you've been by far the most talked about 250 rider of recent history. You know why? I mean, we all do. You're immensely popular. But after all of this hype and all of the expectations that have been put on you through these last few weeks, how much do you look forward to just now getting to go racing and just letting your riding do the talking rather than all of these other people and all these other factors that have been, discussed these last few weeks?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Kind of just go and get racing again. Really, I mean, it's surprising how much I missed it. Really, so in outdoors, it's like, oh, when's this racing gonna be done? And now I'm just like, I just want to go racing again, like a little kid. So I'm excited, and it was really good to watch some of the West Coast racing, see how the track's been building up. I've been here; it's been pretty gnarly, and so I'm mainly just really excited to go racing, bang some bars with some fast dudes, and have a great time.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. 5 Eastern on CNBC and Peacock. That's 4 local time. We kick off 250 East Championship, round 1. It's going to be a good one. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you this weekend.